Well, it's hard to believe right now, but baseball season just around the corner, folks. In fact, pitchers and catchers report to spring training in just about 3 weeks. Our sports dude, Rob Sinclair, is already swinging the bat. How you doing, Rob?
Great, great.
Good.
17 days to be official. That's
Wow.
when it all begins. 11 days to the Winter Olympics. Suddenly we're into the Florida sunshine of spring training.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, absolutely. And the great thing this year, I think, for Canadian fans is the Blue Jays have realigned themselves among the contenders in the American League East. And they've done it in a very quiet, productive way. GM Gord Ash has made some really shrewd moves over the offseason to fill really specific needs on this team. He needed a closer. He hadn't had one since Tom Henke and Dwayne Ward. He goes out and gets Randy Myers, one of the very best in baseball. He had a big hole to fill at second base. He does it by committee. Tony Fernandez, Pat Kelly, Craig Grebick, all established Major League veterans will vie for that particular spot. He wanted more power from the catching position on the left-hand side to complement Benito Santiago on the right-hand side. He goes out and gets Darren Fletcher from the Expos, a very established, hard-hitting veteran. And most importantly of all, Cito Gaston is now gone, and as a result, the complacency is hopefully gone as well. He's brought in Tim Johnson, one of the most enthusiastic up-and-comers, to manage this team. So I think in many ways, in speaking with him at Skydome, Gord Ash told me that not only has he added a new look, but I think he's changed the way the team looks at itself. Gord, for the first time in many years, the face of the Blue Jays is not Joe Carter. Why do you think it was time for him to go?
Well, I think, not sure it was necessarily time for him to go, but circumstances led us in a different direction. Mike Stanley is the one that ultimately took Joe's place, and you know, when you're looking at a club like ours and the type of club we're going to have, we're going to need to be as versatile as possible, and it's turned out to be true very quickly with the unfortunate injury to Carlos Delgado. Mike's somebody that's capable of playing at first base, a great clutch hitter, and certainly we're thankful to have someone like him.
How hard did you pursue Mike Stanley?
We kind of kept Joe in our plans, but not at the top of the list, and we told him that, and certainly he was hopeful to come back, even in the DH role. We were a little uncertain at the time because obviously the manager and the coaches want to have the type of players that they want on this ball club, and at that time we turned our attentions to Mike. Tim Johnson was familiar with Mike from Boston, certainly knew him as the type of clutch hitter that we wanted, somebody capable of not only catching but playing some first base, DHing, so we went in that direction.
What was the key element that had to change in this ball club, in your opinion?
Well, attitude, I think. I mean, there's been a lot of talk of the talent on this club. It's not surfaced. Attitude has not been good the last couple of years, and that's natural in view of the fact that we've not won a lot of games, but I think we wanted a fresh start. We wanted to turn the page, go in the direction that hopefully is going to make us a successful ball club, not only in 1998, but right through the millennium and hopefully thereafter.
Last year, as I walked through the locker room, it never seemed to me to be a case of wholesale desire. Some players seemed to be on page, other ones didn't seem to care all that much. Who is going to help turn that around this year?
Well, that's certainly all of us, all of our responsibilities from my office right on down, but the day-to-day responsibility is going to be that of Tim Johnson, the coaching staff. They're the people that are in the trenches every day with the players. We spent a lot of time on this topic in the off-season. I met with all the players before they left at the end of the season, and to a man, they were very optimistic about the coming season. So hopefully, with the moves that we've made, with the people that we've kept and a new coaching staff, that's all going to kind of come together and make for a different formula in the clubhouse.
How important was it for you to develop the kind of team you wanted, to put the Gillick era behind you and make this Gord Ash's team?
Very unimportant. I mean, that's not what this is about. This is about trying to have a championship ball club. I mean, the personalities behind the teams really, I think we try to diminish that role. I mean, this isn't about anybody's ego satisfaction. This is about trying to provide the best club that we can, the most entertaining club we can, a club that really wants to win and puts the effort out for the fans. Those are the people that obviously we're doing this for, and that's the way that we look at it.
How about Gord Ash himself? How do you think, how important is it for him? How important is to get a winning team going for him?
It's very important for him. He's faced with a very large payroll, a new ownership that has put the trust in him and said, look, we'll open up the books. you get what it takes to be a winner. He's used to the glory days, 1992, 1993, when this team was the toast of the town, the toast of the country, the toast of North America. He misses those days, and for the last 4 years as a bottom feeder, he hasn't been comfortable with that. He wants to rebuild and
Canadians don't
hurry.
like to be bottom feeders, do they?
Not.
No,
Of course
no.
not.
And as a native Canadian, I'm sure it means something to him as well to have a Canadian team. Not just his team, but I mean to have, you know.
Well, sure. It means a lot because
Yeah.
he is representative of Canada East in many ways. And although the Expos, and we're talking in the American League, of course, the Expos have their own National League endeavors to embark on. But the fact is, the Blue Jays, having been World Series champions, are the team North America talks about.
Who's going to own it when it's all said and done? Do we have any idea yet?
Ooh, that's going to be a really, really tough call. I think you really have to look at the Atlanta Braves perhaps coming back again. But I think the Blue Jays have a chance to make a legitimate run if, and there are two big ifs, if the pitching staff stays healthy and if the league's most anemic offense is able to rebound from a terribly bad season. I think he's made the moves to help that.
And I love the complacency. Both you and Gord Ash were talking about complacency. Was it really that bad? I mean, I know it was a lousy season, but was it because they just didn't care?
It was there. This team got to be so businesslike that it forgot to have fun. And baseball is all about having fun, you know, throwing the ball around, playing catch, the boys of summer, the boys, that's the key. These guys forgot to have fun. And when you put into the mix Roger Clemens, who is an ultra competitor, and Pat Henkin, who is an ultra competitor, they stood out way up here. The other guys were way down here and simply didn't follow their lead. All these new characters he's brought in will hopefully work the mix to their advantage, and suddenly everyone will have fun again.
So I'm thinking of going to the boss, right, and saying, let's go down to spring training, because it's an important story, and I want to see. Are you with me? Are you on side? Can we do this together?
Yeah, I think he deserves a Florida hot dog. Maybe we should bring it with him. That way we're sure to going.
Yeah. What do you think, Loretta? Do you think we should all go? I mean, the whole show.
Absolutely.
Right down to Florida. What do you think?
I can suntan on the beach and you can cover baseball.